And even then, God had his hand on me and on us, like, let me see, you got, was that four of my brothers? Let me see. Yeah, four of my brothers that we were all incarcerated because I had five brothers. I grew up with five brothers at the time, but I ended up having, my mother ended up having more children, but five of the boys, out of five boys from my mother and my father, four of us were incarcerated, got incarcerated when we were young for long times. And then I got shot when I was 17 years old. But for the grace of God, got shot with 357 point blank in my stomach. Hollow points, one of them big Desert Eagles, went through my stomach, came out my back. But at 17, I could have died. You know what I'm saying? I had a child when I was 17, 18 years old. My daughter grown now, had a baby out of wedlock, just all this stuff coming as a result of, the curses and generational curses and things that, like I said, I was not aware of at the time, that were never broken over my life. But I got shot. I watched my mother get shot. Like I said, the way we grew up with our housing, and I had no father figure there. I had no example of what a man should be. I remember being 18 years old, and a guy said to me, he said, I asked him for $1. Now, mind you, at this time, my daughter was almost like 1 year old. And I remember asking another man for $1, and he looked at me, and because a man never spoke to me, he spoke to, even though I was a man in appearance, there was a boy inside. I was still a boy. I was still a child. And he spoke to me. I asked him for $1. He said, "You a grown man asking me for $1?" And when he said that to me, my whole soul, my whole spirit, and my heart, and my mind just sunk inside of me. Because it resonated with something on the inside of me, like, wow, that's so true. I never knew that. Nobody ever told me that. Again, my mother can only do so much. How she gonna raise a man? She's not a man. And I felt so depressed because I wasn't so much as depressed about what he said. I was depressed because I didn't know what to do about it. I didn't know how to fix that. I had no clue. I remember being so depressed, and after that, I ended up going to prison for almost 20 years, 20 to 40 years in prison. And so that's kind of like the disadvantage that, I was at. I remember when I went to juvenile when I was 14 for that attempted murders and all that stuff. That's when a guy came in there and ended up preaching the gospel, and I got saved and gave my life to Jesus. Then he prayed me and led me in the sinner's prayer or whatever. And so fast forward, all the other stuff happened. And so I went to prison for 17 years. When I got out of there, mind you, I went to prison like in 97. Like they had just came out with like see-through beepers and stuff like that, right?